Hello. So the door just went. I thought it was my Asda delivery, but apparently it's from Amazon. Hopefully it's my wellies. Hang on. I'm gonna open this. Make my video. Yay! Now I can go out in the rain. Jesus. Right, so today my video is gonna be about like when I was working, like trying to work and being autistic. So basically like when I was 15, like I started working, but I could never actually hold a job. I was always too scared like to ask for like what I was supposed to do. And like my first job was at Burger King when I was 15. I worked for 1 week and then they just stopped giving me shifts. And I tried phoning them saying like, well, when's my next shift? And they just be like, oh, I don't know, you need to phone and speak to someone else. And they kept doing that. And then like, I can't deal with this. Like phone calls are so hard for me to begin with. So I just gave up. And then they never paid me for that week. Because the first week you get paid there, they don't give you until like you leave. So because I left after the first week, I never got paid. They made me work a week for free basically. Fucking arseholes. Yeah, so I had a lot of problems like that. The longest job I had was working at McDonald's from the age of 18 to 22. But like when I started, like I would go in each day, I would clock in, and then like I was supposed to go and get like my till of the manager, but I was always too scared to talk, so I would just go, stop it. I would just go in and I would just sort of stand there next to the manager, and then they would say, like they'd be like, oh hiya, and I would say hi, and then I'd just wait there like sometimes they would just give me my float straight away, but usually they would just kind of sit there for like half an hour, like with me standing there, like I think they were probably wondering what I was doing, and I didn't know what I was doing either, like I need direction. Then like sometimes other people would come in and they would just go down and do other stuff, so I eventually started doing that. So I'll just go and like stock up like all this stuff and whatnot until someone gives me my float. But every time I did that, they would immediately come down and go and get your float. You're supposed to be on a till. Like it was just like whatever I did, it always just seemed to be wrong, and like I found everything so hard. And I didn't get on with a lot of people there at first. Like I thought we got on fine. I was trying to be nice. Like I was really shy, and I need to stop doing that because it's too loud. Like I didn't talk much, but I mean, I tried to be nice to people, and then they would all. I basically just got bullied at work. Exact same as I got bullied at school. Like they would all say like, oh, shut up or I'm gonna batter you. I just remembered that apparently non-Scottish people don't know what that means. It basically means kick your head in. So they would say that, and they were like, oh, you're being cheeky, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I was like, how am I being cheeky? Like, what am I doing to be cheeky? Like, see, you're being cheeky now. I'm like, that's not cheeky. I genuinely don't know what I've done wrong. Like, that was always a big problem. People thought I was being cheeky when I was genuinely confused. Like, I had no idea what I'd done wrong. But in my opinion, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, they always thought, like, all my actions or anything I said that they didn't like, they always thought it was intentional, when I was just genuinely like, I'm not good at talking to people. I can't interact with others properly. So yeah, things would get taken the wrong way, and I actually did get my head kicked in a few times. Not at work, but like at school and stuff. Like just people taking things the wrong way. Like they would say I was giving them dirty looks or being cheeky to them, so like a big group of them would just get me on the ground and stomp all over me. Wasn't very nice. But then so yeah, like eventually like I started getting on with some of them. Like it's usually that, like people always, they don't like me at first, or they think I don't like them. Like even if they like me, they think that I'm evil and I hate them, which is not true usually. Well, some people I hate. It's usually not true. It's usually just we don't understand each other at all. I started getting on with some of them, but a lot of them were still really dickish to me. But then like there was still other problems even when I started to settle in a bit, like just especially me having meltdowns and stuff, or like me taking things the wrong way. Like one day I was up in the drive-through, and it's so cold up there. I hated it, like freezing, having the window open the whole time, and you weren't allowed to wear your jacket. It was ridiculous. Or sometimes they'd send me outside to order take from the cars, and it was so cold, and they made me do that all the time, and it was horrible. And then one night, like after me doing that all night, I had to go down to help on the front counter. And then there was two girls there that they were getting all like pally together, and it was annoying me because I don't know, it was just like, that last age came along and she had an attitude problem and she just started causing more problems. But then when I came down, they were like, oh, you can do that. Like, pointing to the worstest job that I could do, worstest job, which was cleaning the fry station. It was disgusting. It was just slime everywhere. It's like, they're doing all these nice jobs. I've been up in the cold all night and they expect me to do that. And yeah, that basically, like, I felt like I was being picked on, and it just ended up leading to a meltdown. And I ended up walking out of work. Like, I was just like, no, I'm not putting up with this. Like, I felt like I was going to cry, I really did. But I think that was the night I was actually, like, no joke, I was going to burn the place down. Like, see, this is, like, my brain's not right. It's really not right. Like, when I was coming out, I don't know, it might have been a different night, because there's been a few times that I've had meltdowns there. Yeah, so, like, yeah, but one of these times, like, when I was leaving, and they've got, like, this, like, sort of corkboard thingy on the wall, like, where all the schedules are, and I was like, I just want to set that on fire, which it wouldn't actually burn very far, but then I was thinking about going to the stockroom and setting all that on fire, and thankfully, I came back to my senses and decided just to leave. But there was a few times I've meltdowns there, like, there was this guy that worked there, he was an absolute tosser, he really was. And it just came down, I'd cleaned the entire front counter on my own. Like, I'd spent several hours doing it, I'd polished all the metal, I'd, like, cleaned all the machines, stocked everything up. Now, he came down in a huff. I was carrying a box of the fry containers, and he was in a huff about something, and he actually kicked the box. It burst open, everything went everywhere. Then he kicked one of the metal doors that I'd polished, and I just couldn't handle it. I started screaming at him. Then we ended up the back, and the manager was trying to tell me to calm down, and I couldn't. I just started screaming my head off, and then I ended up, like, I went through to the office to get away from the situation, and then I just burst into tears. It was horrible. I mean, I think most people would have not handled that very well, honestly. Like, after working so hard and having some idiot just come and mess everything up again, like, I had to fix that. Like, it wasn't just like, oh well, you can go home now. It was like, I had to go and do it all again. So what's that? Like, I don't think anyone would have taken that very well, but it was just, I mean, when you're autistic, these things just end up being worse. So yeah, I really, stop it. I can't remember what, like, I always do this. Like, I have all these things that I want to say and then I just forget. What are you doing? You want to say hello? Say hello, Feige. Little Five-O. He's so cute. No, don't lick my face. He's still very hyper today. Stop, you're not licking my face. Go, get, hang on. Get, oh. That was a funny noise, get that. Oh yeah, so then, basically, then later I worked at Scotland, like a little supermarket place, and that, I ended up leaving there in a meltdown as well. Like, literally left one day. I was like, no, I'm not working here anymore. And like, that was because I was late. The manager said to me, like, if you're late again, don't bother coming back. Like, that's one of the things I have a problem with, is lateness. I'm not sure what that's about. I think it might be an ADHD thing. I'm not really sure. Like, it's just, I lose focus. I forget what I'm doing. I forget where I'm supposed to be. Like, and then suddenly, like, the time's just flown past. I don't really know. Maybe I'm just late. Maybe there's no reason for it. I don't know. But so I was late a lot. Plus, it was really awkward to get to. Like, I lived miles away from there. And then, like, my bus would only take me part way, and then I'd have to walk all the way down this massive road. And I was supposed to be there at like 6 in the morning. So it was hard. The manager, it was a moany old fart. Like, this customer was being really cheeky to me one day. Like, I was being nice to her at first, and then she started having a hissy fit because the card machine didn't work, which is not my fault. And then like, she was like, there's a cash machine right at the door of the building, and she was like, oh no, I don't have any cash. I need to pay by card. Make it work. And I was like, I can't make it work. I can't. And everyone in the queue was getting annoyed with her as well. And like, after about 10 minutes of having a go at me and expecting me to magically fix the card reader, she pulled out a big pile of money. So, not good. But then she put in a complaint about me, and the supervisor was saying, you have to watch how you speak to customers. And like, I just lost it. I was like, she was a stupid whore. And then, like, the manager heard me and he was like, get in here. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. But yeah, no, I can handle it. I end up crying and everything. And, like, end up sitting on the floor. I don't want to. But I wasn't even rude to her, like, even though I said to supervisor she was a stupid whore, like, it's just because I was getting so stressed out. Like, I was never rude to her. The only thing I said to her is it's not my fault the machine doesn't work. And she took that as rude. That's me stating fact. I can't magically make something work. Yeah. Oh, also another thing at McDonald's. So there was this woman who came in one day. She's come in a lot. I really didn't like her. Stop it. So she came in one day, and there was these two guys getting served, and she went, "What are you getting?" And the guy said what he was getting, and then she went, "Oh, cancel your juice. I'll get you your juice." So he said, "Oh, cancel the juice." And I was like, "Oh, what did you freaking like?" So now, see when you cancel something at McDonald's, they have to go away and get the till key. Well, I think it's a card now, like a swipe card, right? And they have to faff about, take it off, and then change all your right. It's annoying. It really is annoying. But that's not the thing here. It's the fact that then, so I gave him his order, and then when I started serving her, I gave her, she ordered juice as well. I gave her juice, and then at the end of the order, once I'd given her everything, she went, "Where's my juice?" And I was like, "I just gave you your juice." And she was like, "No, that's his juice." Like, I actually watched her pass it to him, but it was hers. She bought it, she told him to cancel his. I was like, "No, you told him to cancel his juice, and you said that you would get him juice, and you just did, you gave him." And you went, "No, that's her juice." And then this guy, the same guy that came round, that was talking about earlier, that came down and made a mess of everything and sent me into meltdown before, he came down and went, "Just give the women her juice." And I was like, "No, they haven't paid for it. They paid for one juice." They quite blatantly came up and said, "Oh, cancel the juice, I'll get you the juice." I was like, "They're trying to fucking just be scammers. I'm not taking that." It was like, "Give her juice, give her juice." And then he went away and poured her juice. It made me look like an idiot and makes them think they can do what they want. So, like, again, to most people, that would just be like, well, whatever, like, it's only a juice, like, it's not coming out of your pocket, whatever. But, no, it sent me into a full-blown meltdown, crying, shouting, everything. Like, I was like, everything is just so hard when you're autistic. Like, the tiniest little things, like, it seems tiny to other people. It's not tiny to me. It's really not. Like, I try and just not let these things bother me, but, like, I mean, that's kind of the point. I can't help it. I have no control when I have a meltdown. And it is annoying. And then other people think I'm stupid because they think, like, why are you getting so upset over something so silly? Again, can't help it. I don't know, I'll leave it there for now because I can't really remember what all I was going to say. I need to make notes for my next video. Yeah, anyway. Farewell. Have a lovely day, people.